I would ask a minister, so how much is the coastal road? And then you're dancing around, going to say, no, next kilometer is different from next kilometer. Yeah, what is the average cost?
And the figures. And what you're asking us is 750 kilometers of coastal highway. We should tell you cost per kilometer, so you multiply by 750. That's nonsensical.
No, so tell me the cost per kilometer. There's nothing too hard for you to tell me that figure. You've not still told me that figure, so I was right on that point. The second point,
because you don't understand anything.
The second point I'm trying to make is
you don't understand anything. I'm a professor in this field.
Okay.
You don't understand anything.
What university gave you professorship in this field?
You cannot ask me to tell you a cost.
What university gave you professorship in engineering? I didn't know you were Professor Umahi, Minister. I didn't know. So please,
I'm professor in practice.
In practice.
I'm professor
okay.
in practice.
Okay.
I understand engineering very well.
So secondly,
and you have no knowledge of.
Welcome back to Chukitable Media. The Minister of Works, Mr. David Umahi, has entered a one chance now, as many people are judging him according to the interview he had with Rufai Hosseini of Arise Television. The internet, social media is full, while some other people also, opinion leaders, journalists alike, are giving their own opinion over the behavior of Mr. David Umahi, the former governor. Now this former governor became a minister in the cabinet of Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Since he has become a minister, things has not been huggled well with Mr. Umahi. And the majority part of the problem he's having is this construction of Lagos-Calabar highway or coastal highway that they are constructing now. And that was what brought him in contact with Rufai Hosseini during an interview, whereby Rufai was asking him the salient question that he was supposed to be asked, and what everybody is saying in the country, according to the cost of the construction of this new road and compensation to those people that they destroy their buildings along the way of this road, and talking about the tender system, how the contractor got the job. Were there any tender given? Were there people, submitting their own quotation before this could be done? And what is the cost per kilometer of this road construction? And that was the reason people are talking, because this question was raised by Rufai Hosseini, but this man refused to answer the question directly the way we expected it. So, bringing out suspicion among the people, thinking that this man is actually not straightforward about the job of the construction of this new road. So, I have opinion of Mr. Rudolph Okonkwo, the popular Mr. Damages. If you know Mr. Damages, and that is the man that wrote this article that I'm going to explain to you. Now, Mr. Damages wrote, he said, Rufai Hosseini's public flogging of engineer David Umahi by Rudolph Okonkwo. You remember, before I go on this, the governor of Oyo State, also Seyi Makinde, has come out to attack or to give his own opinion against his engineer friend. Because you remember, Mr. Seyi Makinde also is an engineer, while David Umahi also is an engineer. And they used to be in the same party before. And in natural sense, you ask yourself, why is Mr. Seyi Makinde concerned about the reply Mr. David Umahi gave to Rufai Hosseini during the interview? And I started to think, I said, okay, this guy they happen to be in the same party before, but this guy just left the party to join APC, through one way or the other. The reason is best known to him. Probably that's the reason why Mr. Makinde, who happens to be, the governor of your state and still in the PDP, and that's why he has to react. So, and let's continue with Rudolph Okonkwo. He said the question Rufai Hosseini asked Umahi was a simple one. How much does Lagos-Calabar coastal road cost per kilometer? Actually, that's the question. For a Nigerian politician, David Umahi isn't big, he isn't fat, but he is still an idiot. Rufai Hosseini finally and decisively flogged him in public on Arise TV. It took journalists with recovery to tell Umahi what he may have longer known. He has been full of himself ever since he stumbled into Nigerian political scene. When Umahi was the governor of a backwater state of Ebonyi, he acted like a god, demanding worship. He treated journalists covering the state house like a housefly at best and the mosquito at worst. His disdain for media was legendary. Governor, he once banned a Sun newspaper reporter from the government house for life. His aides went further, warning the reporter that the governor could no longer guarantee his safety in Ebonyi state. A arrant nonsense. What an arrant nonsense. There was also other reports of Umahi's government threatening journalists and like a fly determined to follow the corpse into the grave. Umahi carried the destructive arrogance onto the national stage, even though Nigerian political class has a long history of intimidating the press. Some journalists still remember that when a wild animal runs mad in the bush, the hunter gives it a matching chase. A question Rufai Hussaini asked Umahi was a simple one. How much does the Lagos-Calabar coastal road cost her per kilometer? A straightforward answer. Just tell us the average price. But Umahi couldn't. Instead, like a typical local champion, he resorted to boasting about his importance and belittling Hussaini as a mere journalist. Poor Umahi. Clearly, his education failed him. None of this distinguished professor at the Ivy League institution he claims he have attended ever told him that a journalist questioning a public officer carries the weight of 200 million Nigeria behind the question. Words fails him. Umahi reached for the last refuge. Title. He declared himself a professor of civil engineering. Now, we know what Umahi truly craves for beyond wanting to be president. It is thirsty for validation through title like a professor. African men and their obsession with title. You call yourself a professor, yet you cannot answer a simple question. What is the average cost per kilometer of Lagos-Calabar coastal road? Why should that be a secret? It is a project funded in the name of Nigeria, money borrowed on our behalf, contract signed in our name. How much of it has the government spent? How is this a conversational question? To those who think Rufai Hussaini was rude, here is the truth. The real problem is that our so big men have gotten away with so many impunity for so long that accountability now feels like an insult. We have been so humiliated that many no longer recognize their right. These men, Umahi, Tinubu, Soludo, and their ilk are public servants, not masters. They owe us answer. We have every right to ask how they spend our commonwealth. They are not doing us a favor by governing. They should get that into their thick skull for their own good, because the generation rising now will not tolerate the nonsense we have endured since the 1960s. If they cannot grow, adapt, and learn humility, they should retire quickly. Umahi's so-called claim to fame is that after graduating from the Enugu State University of Science and Technology in 1987 with a degree in civil engineering, he founded an engineering firm. But on January 29, 2021, People's Gazette reported that Umahi had transferred more than 3.6 billion in public fund to his company, Brass Engineering and Construction Limited, while serving as deputy governor and governor. Was anyone surprised? Umahi has never struck anyone as a man who understands the concept of conflict of interest. His response, instead of addressing the allegation, his aides harassed the People's Gazette. The website was blocked and Umahi sued for 2 billion in defamation. That is just, part of the, the comments that I garner on the internet written by Dr. Damages. But I want to, quickly give you what a neo-Biafran, a commentator, also said about this incident that happened between Rufai Hussaini and Mr. Dave Umahi. Neo-Biafran said, he should thank Rufai Hussaini for spanking him and resetting his damaged brain, Rudolph Ogo Okonko. Rufai Hussaini may have spanked Dave Umahi, but whether the spanking led to resetting of Umahi's damaged brain still remains to be seen after the dust settles. It was a total humiliation of a man who thinks that he is a special gift to Nigeria and Nigerians. Dave Umahi exemplifies the average Nigerian big man who, more often than not, hopes to score some point of ascribing to himself the untouchable aura by asking, "Do you know who I am?" No one honestly wanted to know who Dave Umahi was while he was talking some trashing from Rufai Hosseini inside the Aras television studio. For a minute, I was feeling the humiliation myself and hoping that Tinubu will simply do the fool a favor of relieving him of his office. Each time Dave Umahi was asking a question, it looked like a deer caught in the headlight on a very dark country road. People like Dave Umahi believe that they gain respect through intimidation. They don't realize how much they expose their own ignorance and the fear encased in such ignorance. It was very shameful and disgraceful outing for an engineer a la Nigerian mode. Watch Dave Umahi trembling through his studio interaction with the Arise TV crew featuring Rufai Hosseini. That is what he said right here. And I will leave you also to listen to what his reply was after all this hula balu. He has also sent a reply to his governor mate, Seyi Makinde of Oyo State. What did he say? Let's listen to him.
70 billion, and probably you have done maybe 50 kilometers. Then that is when you divide and say you have an average cost. Average cost is definitive. Then estimated cost is a probable element. And so, when I heard, somebody showed me what my brother and friend, Governor Makinde of Oyo State said. I don't want to join issues with him, but I think it's an engineer. I think he's an electrician. Oh, sorry, they call it elect. Elect. This road construction, elect, no reach there. I'm a senior in governance, and I'm a senior in engineering practice. And so anything he doesn't understand, he should call me and ask. And I will not join issue because I have respect for our governors. I have respect for him as my friend and brother. But he should withdraw the word that I'm dancing around. I never dance around. And if he insists, he should come for debate. That is very important. He should come for debate, and we can this thing. So there is no ambiguity in cost per kilometer, but I'm teaching them that cost per kilometer could be divided into estimated cost, which has elements of variance, and then average cost, which is definitive. That is what it is.
I hope Mr. Seyi Makinde has gotten the memo from Dave Umahi. I hope he's also going to reply him some days. This is Chokitable Media. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Put your comment in the comment section if you think it's all right what Mr. Dave Umahi was planning to do with Rufai Hosseini on the television. And if the question Rufai Hosseini asked him about the road they were constructing, if it is all right or not, let me know in the comment section. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.